Back at it. So today we're going to be talking about cheating. The angle that I'm going to be looking for today is just describing the different types of cheating. Most people are only aware of one form of cheating, and that comes in the form of physical cheating. Now, the physical elements of cheating, you could be, sleeping with the person, having sex, intercourse.
Yeah.
You could be having oral sex. You could be kissing. You could be feeling, touching and feeling, jerking, popping, finger sucking, any of those things, cheating. These are all of the things that physically go on that everybody has generally accepted. Hey, you cheated on me. Now, some people have also said that if you have oral sex with someone, it's not really cheating. Someone said even if you kiss someone, it's not really cheating.
What?
I would tend to think that if you have any physical contact with somebody outside of your situation, that might be cheating. Now, whether you guys have an open relationship or you guys are swingers, or if you have some sort of agreement or understanding that, hey, I'm going to do me, you're going to do you, just don't bring me back anything, that's a whole nother story, but that's not what we're talking about. So the first and the most widely accepted version of cheating is physical. The second form of cheating is also connected to the last form, but the second form of cheating is emotional cheating. But it's not as easily thought of as the first form. In emotional cheating, we have, say for scenario, I'm in a relationship with Mary, and Mary decides that, because she's unhappy with me, she's gonna go confide in Bill. Now, Mary talking to Bill and confiding in Bill and sharing all of her problems with Bill can potentially cause an emotional attachment with Bill, which is going to cause some sort of distance from me. So if you've ever been in a relationship and things are not working out, you'll start to feel like adrift. If you go back to my previous video on relationships, which should be somewhere around here, I talk about the drift. And the drift is when you start drifting apart because things aren't really working out. So you're drifting from this person, you no longer feel emotionally connected to that person, and things just you just kind of have like an effort attitude towards what's going on. So the emotional cheating, Mary's talking to Bill and confiding in Bill, and this becomes the person that she starts to share her time with, to share her emotions with, share her feelings with, expressing these different things. And it doesn't always have to be negative things. It could be Mary and I also in a relationship. Mary likes to party and go out and go to the museum and theme parks, and I'm a homebody. So what Mary does is find a friend, could be a co-worker, could be a random, whoever. They find a person and they start going out with that person, spending time, having a good time. Now, because she's enjoying herself, she's now creating an emotional attachment to that person because what she likes to do and what she enjoys comes with an emotion. Now, that emotion is also correlated with a person. Have emotion, have a person. You have an emotional connection now. It doesn't always have to be a negative situation that stimulates this emotional cheating that I'm talking about. In the two instances I gave, these are situations that typically happen a lot of times, and this is how emotional cheating happens. You're confiding in someone else for something that your person that you're with does not know how to put forth, or they just are not capable of giving you what you want in that arena. Now that's going to force you to drift outside, or that may cause you to drift outside, because you always have the option to tell the person, hey, I want you to come out with me, please. You just never come out with me, or just leave. Now, it's easier said than done, but there's always options available before you go out and drift emotionally to someone else. So take the first example. When Mary goes and talks to Bill about us arguing because she's upset, she subconsciously is creating an emotional connection with Bill because she's confiding in Bill. Now, if it's a one-time thing, two-time thing, maybe it's not going to really happen. But if it becomes a continuous pattern, Bill's going to have the easy backdoor route to slip right into Mary, unbeknownst to me. I'm going to say, hey, Mary, you've not been the same, but I'm going to anticipate it anyway. We've been arguing, we've been fighting. But I didn't know that you were sharing this information with Bill. Might suck. In the second scenario, Mary's going to theme parks with Bill. Mary's going to out to dinner. She's going to happy hour. She's going to museums. She's going to rock concerts. She's going all over the place. She's having a good time of enjoyment with Bill. Now, Mary might subconsciously start looking at Bill a little bit different. She might start looking at me different. Like, hey, you're better than my boyfriend. My boyfriend doesn't do things like that. You're fun to be around. My boyfriend doesn't. He's not like that. Which could potentially create an emotional connection, which would be emotionally cheating, because now she's emotionally investing herself in someone else. It's just like talking on the phone, which is the third, which could be used as a third example. Talking on the phone in conversation also leads into, it's a perfect segue into the third type of cheating. But when you're talking on the phone with somebody and you're sharing that time, that could also potentially create an emotional connection, whether you're in the present or not. It's easier to create an emotional connection in person. It takes a little bit longer via media, different mediums, phone, computer, text, things like that. In person is going to be a lot quicker, but it also can happen through the phone and in telecommunications systems. Which segues into our third and last type of cheating, the mental cheating. Now, mental cheating, it's a tricky one because it does combine the second version of emotional cheating. It could potentially lead to the first actual physical cheating, but mentally cheating is like, back to Mary. We're no longer seeing eye to eye. So now she goes out with her girls, she meets Bill. Bill's, laughing, charming her up. And in Mary's head, she's like, I know I have a boyfriend. That's the first, because we're naturally programmed to do right. We're naturally programmed to know right from wrong, naturally. Whether we choose to and act on it is a different story, but we're naturally trained and embedded to do the right thing. So it's going to go in Mary's head, hey, I have a boyfriend, I shouldn't be talking to this guy. But because she wants to go on, hey, you guys are not really seeing eye to eye, you got not getting along, she's going to go along with the situation. Now, this can cause a tricky situation because when you spend a lot of time, going back to the example when Mary's spending a lot of time with Bill and going out on these trips, you start to become mentally connected. So now you're texting, you're thinking about this person, you're imagining what it would be like with that person, borderline emotional, borderline mental. You're fantasizing about this person. Oh, I want to be with this person. Now that's when I go back to the social media, because the social media, if you really think about it, that mental cheating, that goes on so frequently, it's not even funny. When you go on social media and you see models, you see very attractive and good-looking people, more so the regular people who have built a huge following on the social media platforms, it creates this thing in your mind. Like, man, I really like that. And you look at the models, especially for guys, it's very, very difficult. You have these models half naked with their ass out. They're making all of these pictures like this, selfies and all of this, moving it this way, showing their butt like this, looking back at it, all types of different things that would stimulate the mind to be like, hey, my regular plain Jane chick Mary in the room, she don't throw it back like that. She don't have a body like that. And it creates a mental, I don't want to say dysfunction, but it creates some sort of mental something. A mental affliction would be the right word. It creates a mental affliction in which you can't even stay focused on what you have presently because you're too focused, or you're bombarded by so much of other things that you're not focused on what you have presently in front of you. It's crazy because time moves very fast, especially when you get older. Time moves way faster than when you're younger. So now you sat there and you've been on Instagram looking at these models, looking at these guys, looking at these girls, whatever that you like, and it's detracting your mind from where you currently are. It's detracting your mind from where you currently are in your relationship. Now, Mary's in the room sleeping, but I'm on Instagram. That's why a lot of times in relationships, most people are not going to be open with their social media accounts. It's not going to be like, hey, here's Bae, here's Bae. It happens sometimes, but a lot of times, no. Guys don't want women looking at their DMs and looking at their Instagram accounts because of the amount of ass is probably on there. And women the other way around. They don't want guys to see how many guys are in their DMs saying, yo, what's good? They don't want that. But it does happen. So the mental cheating is just when you're distracted by things outside of your situation and you're not able to block it out and have tunnel vision to be able to focus on the person that you're with, that mental cheating could very well easily occur. And it's very easy to fall into these pitfalls. Now, when it comes to cheating, a lot of people, I've actually heard a couple of females say that it's not really cheating if you're only in a relationship and you're not engaged or married. What? So now the rubric is marriage and engagements are more serious than relationships, which they are. But so if we're in relationships, why be in relationships? We could just be in open relationships. I'm no one to judge anybody's situation. If you would like to cheat and cheating is okay for you, or having an open, and please be clear, having an open relationship and an understanding is not the same thing as cheating. Because if we have an open relationship, we have an understanding that I'm going to see who I want, you're going to see who you want, but we're going to kick it. We're going to kick it exclusively when we want. But if we're not together, we're doing us. That's not the same as being with somebody exclusively or being monogamous and then stepping out. It's not the same thing. And I don't care whether you're married, engaged, in a relationship, or just talking. If you guys have made the agreement, or if there is the unspoken agreement that you guys are monogamous, then you should just be monogamous. And if not, you can always ask questions. That's the best thing to do. Now, they might not like it, but it's better to be safe than to be sorry. And this was just a quick video just to outline issues on cheating, because, I was having a conversation about it and I just wondered, what are you guys' thoughts? Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Please drop your comments below, and we out.